Is that question clear? Is desire something fundamental in human beings? And without desire, could we function in this world at all? Is desire something fundamental in human beings? And without desire, could we function in this world at all? Could we talk about this? Have a conversation what is desire? Why desire has become so important in our lives? And why desire dominates? And why desire changes its object from year to year? Right? You understand? Why? And all the various monks throughout the world, they are supposed to be serious people, dedicated, committed. They suppress their desires. They are tortured by their desires, right? They may worship whatever symbol, whatever person, but desire is there burning like a fire, right? It's a common fact. And to understand the whole nature of desire, one must go into very, very carefully. Let's talk about it together, shall we? Join me, please. Why have human beings yielded to desire, to do everything what they wanted to do on one side, and there are other human beings who say you must suppress desire? You understand it? The monks, the sannyasis of India, and the Buddhist monks, all say you must control your desire or transform your desire to God. You understand all this? Turn your desire to the worship of your Savior. Turn this desire that is so strong, take vows against it. You know? Vows of celibacy, vows of silence, vows of 1 meal a day. You understand? Have you ever been in a monastery? No, you didn't. I was in one for some time, for fun. And I watched, I listened, sat there, did the things they did. It was really a cruel affair. Take a vow of silence and never speak again. You understand what it means? Never look at a woman. You understand all this? Never look at the sky, the beauty of trees, a solitary tree in a field. Never communicate what you are feeling to another. You understand all this? In the name of service, in the name of God, human beings have torture themselves to find illumination, to find enlightenment, to find something or other, heaven. And that's a tremendously tortuous and torturing affair. And desire is at the root of all this, right? I wonder if you understand all this. Human beings in India, in the West and the Far East, they have done everything to suppress this flame. I once met a man, an Indian, highly educated. He's been to the West, talked excellent English, very learned, and he had taken a vow never to enter into a married house. Please, you may laugh at it. Because he said sex is an abomination. And when he said it's an abomination, you could feel the tortures he had been through. Do you understand all this? Does it mean anything to you, all this? So to go into this question, what is desire? Why there is these two elements in life? The suppression, the control, and the other side to do what you want. There are the gurus who say, do what you want. God will bless you. And of course, they are very, very popular. And thousands go, offer everything they have. You know all that's happening in the world. So we must go into this question. What is desire? And whether it is the fundamental urge of life, of living. Is this clear up to now? So let's go into it. What is desire? You understand? We expanded desire, what is taking place in the world. Nightclubs, sex, free sex, do what you want to do. Gurus help you to do what you want to do. It releases all your inhibitions. Counter groups and, you know. God, this world is mad, all right. But they never ask the question, apparently, I may be mistaken, what is the nature of desire? What is it that the entity that controls desire? You understand? You understand what I'm saying? The urge to have something, to possess something. And the entity that says don't. Right? There is this battle going on. One desire opposing another desire. Right? Are we together in this? We are having conversation. I'm not make up the sermon. We are having a dialogue together, which is, why is there in human beings this dual process going on? Opposite processes. wanting and not wanting, suppressing and letting go. You understand my question? Why is there this contradiction in us? Is the contradiction exists because we are not facing facts. Facts have no contradiction. It's a fact. I wonder if you understand. I'm angry. That's a fact. I'm violent. I'm jealous, greedy. That's a fact. But when I say I am violent, there is immediately an idea I must not be violent. Right? And I must not be violent becomes the ideal, which is non-violence. So there's a battle between violence, which I am, and trying to be non-violent. You understand? Why have we done this? The non-violence is non-fact. I know it's a fashion brought about from Tolstoy in India and so on, that we must all be non-violent. Whereas we are actually violent human beings. Would you admit that? Therefore, why do we have its opposite? Is that an escape from fact? And if it is an escape from fact, why do we escape? Is it because we do not know how to deal with the fact? I escape from something because I don't know what to do about it. But if I knew what to do, I can deal with it, right? So let's find out. Oh, that takes too long. So I'll go into it. Let's find out how to deal with the fact only, not with its opposite. Conversation. I am violent, and I have no opposite, because that is non-fact. It has no validity at all. What has validity, what is true, what the fact is, I am violent. Right? And what does violence mean? Not only to do harm to another, throw a bomb and all the rest of the things that are going on in the world, it also means comparison. Right? When I compare myself with you, who are clever, bright, noble, and all the rest of it, then what takes place when I'm comparing with you? Through comparison, I make myself dull. Right? I wonder if you follow all this. Is this too much? Why do we compare? Of course, you have to compare, if you have the money, between two cars, or between dresses and so on. That's inevitable. But why do I psychologically compare myself with anybody? Is it because I do not know how to deal with myself? You understand? When you say to a boy, you must be like your elder brother, as most parents do, what happens to that boy who is B when you are comparing B with A? What happens to B? Have you ever thought about it? You understand my question? I have two sons, A and B, or two girls, whatever it is. I am comparing A, the youngest boy, to the older, and say you must be like him. What does that do to A? You understand? When I say you must be like B, what happens to A? Then he is imitating, right? Conforming. You have set a pattern. And this comparison is a form of violence, right? I wonder if you see that. No? So imitation is a conformity, is violence. You see, it's very, you have to go into this, into all the subtleties of it. So when you look at violence, it opens itself more and more what the content of that word is. And it reveals most extraordinary things. But if you are pursuing non-violence, which is illusory, which is non-factual, it has no meaning. I wonder if you see this. So let's come back. Which means really, how do you observe violence? Is the observer different from the thing called violence? You understand? I am violent. The word indicates the reaction, and I've used that word because I've repeated it so often, right? To identify that particular reaction. Are you following? And by using that word constantly, I'm strengthening that feeling. So can I be free of the word and look? This, you understand all this? No, you're not. So let's come back. What is desire? How does it happen? And can that be understood, lived with, so that there is no suppression, no condemnation, or indulging in it, right? To look at it, to understand it, so that when you understand something very clearly, then it becomes simple. If I know how to dismantle a car, which I have done, not the modern cars, they're too complicated, then it's fairly simple to deal with any misbehaving or something faulty. So it never frightens one. So let's look at this very carefully. What is desire? What is the root and the beginning of desire? Right, sir? Can we have a dialogue about it? What time is it?
I don't know, 13 after 12.
People?
13 after 12.
I've got so many questions. I'm allowed to talk Not allowed. I can talk another 20, beyond 12:30. We'll go on with it. We're asking what's the root of desire? And can we observe that root and remain with that root? You understand? Not say it's right or wrong, it is good to have desire, or what will human beings do without desire, and so all that kind of question.
I have an answer.
Como mera?
I have an answer to your question.
Yes.
I think separation from the mother is the root of desire.
From the mother.
Yeah.
The baby gets desire from the mother.
No, it gets desire from the separation.
Desire from separation from the mother. Is that so? Is that true fact? We don't know. Don't go back to babies and children and mothers and all that. That's a different question. We'll deal with it when it arises. We are asking what is the root of desire. You see something beautiful. A nice picture. A beautiful piece of furniture. Jewelry. You see it in the window. What takes place? Let's go slowly. You see the particular jewel in the window. There's a reaction to that, right? You go inside the shop and you ask the man to show you that particular jewel. You touch it, then you have a certain sensation, right? That is seeing, going inside and contact with your fingers, then sensation, right? Seeing, contact, sensation. Then, please go slowly, you will see it for yourself. Then, thought imagines how lovely it would look with that jewel in your hand or around your neck or in your ears, right? So at that moment, desire is born. Am I making myself clear? That is, it's natural to have this sensation, seeing that jewel in the window, going into the shop, handling it, sensation, a feeling. Then thought comes along. It's all done in a flash of a second. But thought comes along and says, how lovely that would be on my finger. How lovely it would be if I owned that marvelous piece of jewel. At that moment, desire is born, right? I wonder if you understand this. If you could approach desire slowly, step by step, then we see how desire is born. Seeing, contact, sensation. Then thought sees that car. See the car, touch it, go around it, feel it, open it up, and the sensation. Then thought says, I like to get that car, sit in it, drive it. You understand? All this takes place instantly. Now we are separating it step by step. So, if you are aware of this whole process, contact, seeing, contact, sensation, thought, imagining you in the car and driving it off. You understand that? That moment is the birth of desire. When thought interferes with sensation. You understand? Is this a fact? Not what you say, is it true? Is this a fact? This is a fact, You see a blouse or a skirt or a nice shirt in the window, and you go through the whole process in a flash of a second. But when you slow it down, like in a film, step by step, you see the whole movement of it. Contact, seeing, contact, sensation, thought with its image, then desire is born. Right? Are we clear on this? Not I am saying this. Don't say what right have you to tell that. This is a fact. Then let's find out why thought does this. Why thought captures the sensation and makes an image out of it. You understand? Why? Now you think, you see, why does thought do this?
Memory which likes to repeat itself.
Come on, madam. Huh?
Trapped in memory which likes to repeat itself.
Memory?
Trapped in memory. Which
What's
likes,
that?
Trapped in memory, which
Yes,
likes to repeat
yes.
itself.
No, ma'am, trapped. This is the habit, isn't it? Huh? This is our unconscious, unaware movement. Right? I see something, immediately. We never separate thought from sensation. You understand what I'm saying? I wish you, am I talking sense or nonsense? You judge, please, you question what I'm saying. So thought is more dominant than desire. Right? I wonder if you see that. Which is, thought shapes sensation. Right? You ever had sex last night and thought is going on. The image, the picture, the wanting. You follow? So, desire and thought go together, right? Is that so? Or is desire something totally different from thought? Or they're always going together like two horses. And then, like two horses are trotting along together, then thought says, I must control. I wonder if you understand. So, if when one is aware of this movement of contact, sensation, seeing, contact, sensation, and thought capturing the sensation, creating an image, at that moment desire is born. Now, can there be a hiatus, a gap, an interval between sensation and the moment when thought captures sensation? You understand what I mean? I wonder if you understand this. I see, one sees a car, really very good model, beautifully polished, beautiful lines and aerodynamic and all the rest of it. And you see it, the seeing, go around it touching, sensation. Why doesn't you stop there? Why does thought take over so quickly? If you are aware of this whole movement, then you can observe there can be observation very clearly when thought begins to come in. Right? When you observe it so closely, then thought hesitates. You follow? I wonder if you follow all this. So, attention to all this denies totally any control. I wonder if you understand this. After all, when I control my desire, the controller is another form of desire, right? Right? So one desire is in conflict with another desire. But if we understand the whole movement of desire, then you understand there is a certain quality of discipline, not control, but the awareness or the attention to this whole movement is its own discipline. Am I talking? No, you haven't done any of this, so it's all totally new. Good. People?
Can I ask you a question about thought? When we go now from this tent, what do we do with our thoughts? That they don't start?
I've explained this, Madame, the other day. Thought is necessary in certain areas. Otherwise, you and I couldn't speak English. Thought is necessary for you to go home, to do your job, your skill. Thought has built the extraordinary things of the world, cathedrals, atom bomb, the marvelous submarines. And also thought has created all the things that are in the cathedrals, the vestments, the robes, all the rest of it. And also thought has created war. My country and your country, my tribe and your tribe. So all that we are saying is, thought is necessary in certain places. Thought is not necessary in other areas. That requires great deal of observation, attention, care to find out where thought is not necessary. Right? But we are so impatient. We want to get at it quickly. Like taking a pill for a headache. but we never find out what the cause of headache. You understand all the rest of it. So if it is very clear, the origin and the beginning of desire, then that very clarity is its own order. Then you don't, there is no disciplined desire. Right? Have I made this somewhat clear?
What's the difference between the quality of desire of buying something or to look for the truth?
What's the difference between the quality of desire to buy something and to look for truth? That was her question.
The desire for a blue suit, blue shirt, blue blouse, whatever it is, and desire for truth are exactly the same. Because they are both desire. I might desire for a beautiful car, and you might desire for heaven. What's the difference? We are trying to understand desire, not the objects of desire. Your object may be to sit next to God. My object of desire may be to have a nice garden. But desire is common to both of us. And we are trying to understand desire, not your heaven or my garden. If I understand desire, then whether you have a heaven, follow? Jealousy and distrust or poisoning my relationship with someone. Is there any solution other than isolating myself from every other human being except him? I wonder